As we make our way into 2025 and the DCU really begins to ramp up and more projects head into production, it's time to ponder what are some other characters and, well, projects we would like to see James Gunn and Peter Safran actually make and add into this new universe. Sure, they made a small announcement a year or so ago about projects already in some sort of development that they are working on, but what are some other projects that we would like to see that they should really focus on, and why? I, for one, have a list of 4 that I think make a lot of sense and would help expand the DC universe and get the ball really moving. But before I get into that, I need to ask all of you, what do you want to see in the DCU? Let me know in the comments, of course, and then hit that like button and hit subscribe for more from me and Slav's Free Talk. Alright, now let's get into it. After the success of Arrow on the CW with Stephen Amell, it's clear that there has been a desire to see that character, Green Arrow, on the big screen in some capacity. And I think enough time has passed since the end of that show that he deserves a chance at the big screen now, or at least a larger presence in a larger universe. I think now is a perfect time to bring Green Arrow to the forefront. And this will be a perfect opportunity to introduce a more street-level type of vigilante or hero that can take on smaller type of villains while allowing Batman and Superman and these bigger heroes to take on the larger threats. Now, raise your arrow up if you're all in for this. And James Gunn, as long as you make this, you will not have failed this fandom. Next up, I know, I have been wanting a more supernatural approach to this genre for some time now, and Justice League Dark is exactly this. And while there is technically no Justice League yet in the DCU, a team of supernatural-like beings coming together to expand this universe, especially early on, could really set the DCU apart from the likes of Marvel and even the failed DCEU. Now imagine getting characters of Zatanna, Constantine, Etrigan, Madame Xanadu, Deadman, and even Swamp Thing, who actually has a movie planned in some capacity already. Now let's also not forget that characters like Batman, Wonder Woman, and even Frankenstein have been part of this lineup in the past in the comics. And, well, 2 of those characters are already confirmed in the DCU with Batman and Frankenstein. Also, we know that James Gunn loves to play with the weirdness of characters, but however, this specific idea, I don't want James Gunn writing or directing. I'd love for another writer or director to tackle this to make it more of a thriller-centric type of project, and with a little comedic elements thrown in, just sparingly enough to make it fun, but I think this would be amazing. I think this is a perfect opportunity to set DC apart from Marvel or the DC of old. What do you guys think? Next up is one that I think a lot of people will just love to see. Back at the first DC fandom event, there was an announcement and a plan for a film that a lot of people got excited about. This was based off of a comic that fans for a long time really enjoyed, and not only a comic but a show from the early 2000s that people really enjoyed. Static Shock. Now, unfortunately, due to all the shenanigans with WB and the DCEU failing, nothing ever came of that. But now is the time. And with the DCU having so many adult-focused projects so far with Creature Commandos, Peacemaker, and apparently Lantern is going to be more mature-oriented, this might be a perfect time to push a more family-friendly, maybe even slanted more young adult type of project with Static Shock. And Virgil Hawkins is a character with a very popular and loyal fan base. Again, like I said, That early 2000s show people adored, and people loved the comic, and people were overly excited when a project was announced just a few years ago. As Gunn looks to build out this new universe, now is the perfect time to give Static Shock his live-action debut. Now, this final one that I want to talk about is a no-brainer, and James Gunn has actually kind of hinted at this on a couple of occasions now. But a team-up film of Batman and Superman absolutely needs to happen within the DCU, and it needs to be one where Superman doesn't die at the end of it. Let's be honest here, 2016's Batman v Superman was not the right movie for their first team-up on the big screen. To me, it was a good movie, specifically the Ultimate Edition, but it completely missed the mark with the general audience who wanted to see the world's two biggest super friends actually be buddies, as opposed to hating each other for more than 3/4 of a movie, only to realize their mothers have the same name and become best friends because of it.
You're letting him kill Martha!
What does that mean? Why did you say that name?
Save Martha!
Did we just become best friends?
Yep!
This movie will need to build off of them having the same goal, but maybe approaching it from different ways, which causes a slight rift between them, but not to the point where they come to blows. But ultimately, they realize in the end, a team is what can make them stronger. Look, The World's Finest is going to be a fantastic movie if they get around to doing it, which I think they're going to. I really believe James Gunn has been hinting at it for a reason. But this is a movie that needs to happen, and this is a movie that will blow people's minds when it does happen. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think World's Finest is one that needs to happen? But there you have it. These are the projects I think are perfect for the new DCU, and James Gunn should absolutely get on top of making these ASAP. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. With all that said, I'll catch you all later.